Hello and welcome to SeattleNews.com. I'd like to introduce you to the current Cape May County Sheriff, Gary Schaffer, and the current Cape May County Undersheriff, Bob Nolan. Gary, you've been a sheriff for the last 9 years, and you recently announced your retirement, and you gave an enthusiastic endorsement to Bob Nolan here to be your replacement. What makes you believe that Bob is the best choice for this role?
Mike, I've been in law enforcement 45 years. You know, I was a detective lieutenant in Ocean City for the last 25 and a half years of my career. I ran the Detective Bureau, the Juvenile Unit, Internal Affairs. I was a SWAT team commander. I've got a lot of experience in that way. I had the opportunity to retire and then take over the Police Academy for Cape May County. And that Police Academy is the #1 academy in the state of New Jersey. It's the only residential academy throughout the state. We train officers from all over the county. I can say that because I sit as chairman of the Police Training Commission in New Jersey, and I know each and every academy. And then I was lucky enough to be elected sheriff for 3 terms in Cape May County. And I am a friend of Sea Isle. People know that. They see my canine dogs there all the time. We're there for, you know, the polar bear plunge. We're there for all different types of events, and 100% supportive of Sea Isle with my officers, and they'll confirm that too. He's part of my management team that's made us so successful. We've been under budget for the last 9 years in a row, while still delivering quality service to the residents of Cape May County. They see my sheriff's officers throughout the entire county. And we've made a lot of changes to that institution. You know, we were the first in the country to do internet visitation. We were the first on the East Coast to have Tip 411, which is anonymous texting of tips. All right, I had body cameras 4 years before body cameras even became popular with law enforcement agencies. So I can go on with a lot of firsts that we've done, but I put together a management team that I think is second to none because I know quality people. I've been around for 45 years. And Bob Nolan here has come up through the ranks in the law enforcement agency. You know, he started as a corrections officer, then a sheriff's officer, then a corporal, a sergeant, a lieutenant, a captain, a chief, and now he's been under sheriff for the last 7 years. He's worked every position within that agency. You know, he's been a court officer, a transportation officer, a warrants officer. He was a lead canine officer. So he has handled and been involved in everything. And Bob was elected deputy mayor for Lower Township, so he understands budgets. He's been actively involved in budgets, and that's part of the reason that we've been so successful is this management team. And that's why I say that Bob is uniquely qualified to be the next sheriff of Cape May County.
With that, you're a man of your own. What are your thoughts as far as the role is concerned? What you'd like to do if you become sheriff?
Well, I feel very fortunate to have had the experience to work with not only Sheriff Schaffer, but the administrative team that he's put together. We've been extremely successful in the last 9 years, every year, saving at least $250,000 under budget, and most years more than that. But I plan to continue that same exact prudent management, to be the steward of the taxpayers' dollars, and yet to provide top quality law enforcement services to the citizens and the visitors of this fine county. I won't be able to go wrong because the people that are currently working there have done the job. They've been successful at it, and I intend to keep them there and have a smooth transition going into the next administration. As far as I can see, it should be the smoothest transition in the history of the agency.
Sheriff, any final comments with regards to Bob?
Yeah, Mike, I'll say one thing. There's 4 components to the sheriff's office. We have the law enforcement division, we have the correctional division, we have the civil division, and we have the animal shelter. And the animal shelter is a no-kill shelter. I mean, there was 35% euthanasian rate before I took over, and we're under 5% this year, which is incredible. But what I want to say is with those 4 components, Bob's opponent only worked in the correctional center. He didn't work in the other 3 components. Bob has worked in all 4 components and supervised over the last 7 years. So Bob doesn't need on-the-job training. He can hit the job running. That's why I say Bob is uniquely qualified. When elected sheriff, he will be the first sheriff in Cape May County to have risen through the ranks of the sheriff's agency and become the sheriff of Cape May County.
Folks, November 7th is the election. We hope to see you come out. Elect Bob the next sheriff, Cape May County.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you very
Mike.
much, Gary.